All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth with Ben Jokes. Now, tension continues to mount as the day 5 of the End Bad Governance protest took an unexpected twist in some states in Nigeria. The situation we face in this country today is beyond what mere words can fix, and the kind of chaos that I foresee is not what words can describe either. The governor of Kaduna State has just declared a 24-hour curfew in the state, but the issue now is how do you even get the people off the streets right now, because the streets are filled up. The governor of Plateau State also declared a state of emergency, another 24 hours curfew, but just like in Kaduna, some protesters in Jos refused to comply. Pastor Elbuba complied, but he said as soon as the curfew is over, he is resuming protesting with the others. This whole situation is tending towards anarchy. The tension in the air is crazy. And after what happened in northern Nigeria today, Nigerian politicians who have managed to remain in this country during this period will begin to join their other colleagues who have fled the country. I'm telling you. The military tried to send protesters in Kaduna home from the protest ground, but the protesters confronted the soldiers and pushed them back angrily and away from the protest ground. Before I show you that video and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this mammoth crowd that turned up for the End Bad Governance protest somewhere in northern Nigeria today. The crowd was so massive that the soldiers had no other option than to just cooperate with the protesters. And as soon as videos began circulating online, Tinubu had to call for an emergency security meeting. See the crowd. Wow, you saw that. And observe how calm that crowd was. But their anger is apparent. And any wise person should know that. They are all asking for one thing, that they be taken seriously by the government of the day, and that is their constitutional right. There were also massive gatherings in Edo and Oyo states today. And the interesting thing is, no government official is even bold enough to accuse people of disobeying Tinubu's, instruction in the address that the protest should be suspended. Because obviously, every right-thinking human should know that the people are tired and they will need more than words. Only a reduction in the price of petrol will be able to calm the people for now. If not, even after this protest duration elapses, another one will spring up in no time. I'm telling you. But soldiers in Kaduna perhaps do not understand that. Or maybe they have decided to play to the gallery as usual. One thing security forces must understand is that no Nigerian is more Nigerian than the other. So, if millions of Nigerians are raising an issue, you as a police or soldier is supposed to be more concerned about what millions of Nigerians told you or are telling you than what one or two Nigerians told you. What I do not support is an unprovoked attack on security forces. It happened in Lugbe, Abuja the other day, and I backed the security forces. You shouldn't attack them. But where the people are peacefully protesting and asking for what is rightfully theirs, I believe they should be given the freedom to do just that. But on this occasion in Kaduna State today, the protesters did not wait for any lawyer or nationalist to come and be the hero for them when soldiers rose to intimidate them. They became the heroes of themselves. They stood up to the soldiers, stood up to the intimidation of these security forces in an angry clash, and they pushed them back. And you need to see the teenagers, even children, that were involved in this heroic act. See the video. Wow, what a display of courage by those young lads. I'm highly impressed. When the people are angry and they are ready, they will take their country back. That is what we keep saying. This is not the end of it, though. As far as the demands of the people are constitutional, they have every right to stand their ground. Even the soldiers in this video appeared cold, intimidated, and uninterested because their duty is to defend the country against external enemies, not against citizens. And what are citizens asking for? Everything they are asking for is well within their rights. And as soon as this video began making the rounds on social media, Tinubu quickly called for an emergency security meeting. Look at how the papers reported it. Breaking news: Bola Tinubu summons Nigeria security chiefs to Aso Rock for meeting. The Federal Executive Council meeting, originally scheduled for today, Monday, has been postponed to a yet-to-be-announced date. Instead, Bola Tinubu will meet with security chiefs. According to Punch newspaper, some ministers had already arrived and were seated in anticipation of the meeting. But Tinubu, Kashim Shettima, Chief of Staff Femi Gbajabiamila, and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, were absent. A minister speaking anonymously to the Punch confirmed that the meeting had been rescheduled for a later date, which will be disclosed soon. It is no longer holding today, but you know, the council meets on Mondays only when there are issues to discuss, the minister said. You heard that. The Federal Executive Council had already been fixed to hold today, Monday. As a matter of fact, some ministers had arrived and they were seated, waiting for others to join so that the meeting can go ahead. But after they saw what was happening in Kaduna, after that video began making the rounds, they had to cancel the Federal Executive Council meeting to hold an emergency meeting with security chiefs. That is Tinubu. That is the situation of the country right now. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. David here says, this one is so afraid of a military takeover. Well, at this point, it is even not only military takeover. How about the people just occupying everywhere and scattering everything? It's a possibility now because the level of fearlessness that the people are showing is so high. And this video says, Nigeria is just too big for Tinubu to handle. Well, I don't think it's a matter of size. It's a matter of having the political will to do the things that the people want. Right now, people are talking about the price of fuel. I so much believe that if he can drop the price of fuel, this protest will calm down. People will even suspend it on their own. They don't have to be told. But if you are saying that we cannot even, afford to do that, yet the people are seeing us throwing money around on things that don't benefit every one of us. Jonathan tried to remove subsidy like this and fuel price went up. You guys shut everywhere down. You said it was wickedness to increase fuel price with the situation of the country. And Jonathan quickly reversed the price of fuel. So why can't we do the same thing now? And this tweet here says, these men right here know a lot but care less. He's referring to the security chiefs. He's saying they know a lot about everything that is happening, but they can care less. And that could be true. That could be true. Because this is how it happens. They'll be playing as if they are with you until they will finally strike. Anyway, nobody is praying for disaster. Nobody is praying for chaos. We are just analyzing what is happening in the country. Everything we are looking for is a better Nigeria. If Nigeria is good, it is for the benefit of all of us. Who wants chaos and riot? It doesn't benefit anybody. This thing is happening now. So many innocent people have lost their lives. Properties have been destroyed, looted. So it is not just the best for all of us. But a situation where we live in a country and we say we should keep quiet, maybe because we can afford 3 square meals and others are just dying, it doesn't make any sense. You see your neighbors languishing in abject poverty and you say things are okay because you are feeding well. I don't think it makes any sense. And that is why we are speaking up. Things have to change in Nigeria. We cannot continue like this. Ever since we were kids, they have been telling us it go better, it go better, it go better. Nigeria remains the way it is. When is it going to be better? That is why you are seeing teenagers coming out and protesting now. Somebody will come and tell me that they paid those boys. It is not about payment. There is something that is triggering in their heads that did not trigger in the heads of their fathers. The generations have changed, and that is why the people are now demanding for accountability. Anyway, we'll keep our fingers crossed and see the end game. How is this going to end? This is the recap of day 5 of the End Bad Governance protest. Are the people going to back down and sit down? Will there not be a day 6? That is left to be seen. But tomorrow, we go still jam. Until then, make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because now because of una. Now I dey here, so don't go away. Don't go away.